In 3, 2, President Obama's executive amnesty has been stayed by the Supreme Court, and for once, it's very rare, I have to disagree with Rush Limbaugh. I'm Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance.
Those who forsake the law praise the wicked. Those who uphold the law resist them. Welcome to the Voice of Resistance. Here's your host, Randall Terry.
The lower courts had said that President Obama's executive amnesty was unconstitutional. The Supreme Court agreed to hear the case. In the meantime, Justice Scalia died. So a 4-4 decision, a tie, means that the lower court, the lower appellate court's ruling stands. And the lower court said that President Obama did not have the authority to just circumvent the law and issue an executive order granting amnesty to millions and millions of illegal immigrants. Now, he's angry, as you can imagine, and contemptuously saying that we have to leave this to the voters. Rush Limbaugh, God bless him, he pointed out that is the one thing that the president really hates. He really doesn't like leaving things to the voters. He wanted the voters to get him to power, and once he's in power, he wants to be able to do what he wants to do with that power and not have checks and balances, and certainly not elections to decide this stuff, because it's way too critical for us common folk. But I digress. Here's where I'm going to disagree with Rush, and then, by the way, I want to speak directly to you Never Trump people. Please, I beg you, please listen to me. But here's where Rush was wrong. Rush said that we're one vote away from losing the balance of powers. We're one vote away on the Supreme Court of having a 5-vote majority to rubber stamp whatever the president wants. We're one vote away of having lost our constitutional republic. Rush, I love you. You're the greatest broadcaster that I know of in my lifetime, but you're wrong on this one. We've already lost it. We already lost it. The Obergefell decision and every federal court case that ramped up to the Obergefell decision shows that we've lost the republic. For those of you who don't remember, the Obergefell decision 5-4 is the one that said that people of the same gender can be married. This in the face of the fact that the federal government had passed the DOMA Act, the Defense of Marriage Act, and that most of the states had put in law or in their constitutions, that their state constitutions, that marriage was going to be between a man and a woman. The Obergefell decision said to hell with every state constitution, to hell with every state law, to hell with the voters who voted for state constitutions, for the lawmakers who promised that they would have marriage be between a man and a woman, to hell with the entire electoral process, the process of voting for people and passing laws. We 5 gods who walk amongst you, we will decide what marriage is. Justice Scalia, God rest his soul, said that this was a judicial pooch. And this is why Rush was wrong. For those of you who don't speak German, pooch is a word in German that means the overthrow of a government. Okay? That was coined with Hitler's beer pooch when he, in the 1920s, when he and some of his associates tried to have a coup to take over the government. Hitler ended up doing some time, wrote his book Mein Kampf while he was in a very comfortable cell. Scalia said we've already had an overthrow of the government. Chief Justice Roberts said as much the same thing. The 4 dissenting judges in the Obergefell decision said, in one way or another, in their own words, that the Obergefell decision was paving the way for the potential for civil war in America, actual war. Read the dissents yourself. You can go online. If you don't have a computer, go to a library and say, could you please help me bring up the 4 dissenting opinions for the Obergefell case? Then sit there and read them. You can read all of the dissenting opinions in probably a half an hour. Won't take you long. And you'll see that these 4 judges, in their own words, who wrote dissenting opinions, all said that the republic as we know it is done. It's over. It's already happened. The question is, can we get it back? And I'm not sure we can. But this I know. If we're going to get it back, it means that Hillary cannot be our next president. If you own a business and would like to advertise on our program, please contact us. We are currently seen on over 130 television stations from coast to coast. We air at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then all times are local. We have a lot of reach, friend, and this is an opportunity at a great price for you to get your product or your service in front of hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people. Also, if there's something that's important to you and you'd like to have a month where you just say thank you to this ministry or promote a certain ministry or a certain cause, contact us. Our rates are incredibly affordable. You'd be surprised. And you, again, can reach into hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of homes. We're currently seen possibly in over 30 million homes. So give us a call, give us an email, and we'll put a commercial up for you. I have been a leader in the pro-life movement for 30 years. And sadly, we have not prevailed in our goal to make it a criminal act to kill an unborn baby. There's reasons why we have failed. I wrote this book, A Humble Plea, to Catholic bishops, to evangelical clergy, and to lay people, explaining where we went wrong and what we have to do to prevail. We've made this available as a PDF online for free. I encourage you to go and download your own copy. To the Never Trump people, give me 4 minutes of your time right now, please, and just hear me out. Because I'm going to say something that in your heart you know is true, and I'm hoping, I make no bones about it, I'm hoping that it'll change your opinion. And for those of you who are planning to vote for Trump, but you've got friends, neighbors, relatives, immediate family, extended family, you people at church who are saying, I don't know about Trump, I just can't do it. I'm going to give you the silver bullet. Okay? If you use this, there is more than one silver bullet, but I'm going to give you one right now, and this will help you to sway some of your friends and associates to vote for Trump. And here it is. Ask them. Just kind of draw them in and say, do you think that there should be amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants? Most of them are going to say no. Ask them if they would like the Republican Party and pro-life issues, pro-family issues to have a voice and power in federal government. If you do, they're going to say yes. All right? So get them on the hook on those 2 things, illegal immigrants and the so-called family values issues. And then ask them, what do you think will happen if Hillary Clinton is president? The Associated Press this morning is bemoaning the fact, in the way they structured the story, the fact that the Supreme Court said no to Obama's executive amnesty, and it made very clear, if Trump is elected, it's dead. These 11 million illegal immigrants are not going to get amnesty. And if Hillary is elected, they're going to get it. Now let the full weight of that sink in on you. And I'm tying the illegal immigrants deliberately to the pro-family issues. Never mind Muslim terrorists coming to the country. Just think of pro-family issues and 11 million illegal immigrants coming from the south of the border. We'll deal with terrorism in a second, but just keep those 2 together. If those people are granted amnesty, no matter how it's structured, they're all going to be able to vote. Okay? Maybe in a year, maybe in 5 years, but they're going to become voters. What party do you think they're going to join? They're going to join the Democratic Party, 90%, 95% of them, okay? Hillary beats Trump in a Mexican poll, 88% to 1%. So the relatives of all these illegal immigrants are speaking for them down in Mexico. 88% favor Hillary, 1% favor Trump. So when these illegal immigrants become American citizens and they have the right to vote, there will never be another Republican in the White House. There will not be another Republican in the White House. Why, Randall? Why? Because the swing states like Florida that have so many illegal immigrants, it will no longer be a swing state, friend. Colorado, it will never be a swing state again. Ohio, it will never be a swing state again. And Texas, that is a stalwart Republican state, you could see Texas become a Democrat state. So if you value a voice and political power in the federal government regarding the so-called family issues, child killing and marriage, okay? Let's not even talk about the Second Amendment, your right to keep and bear arms. Let's not even talk about Muslim terrorists coming in illegally, or I'm sorry, legally as refugees, okay? Let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about the people who are saying never Trump, who say it's because they're diehard Republicans and they want the Republican Party to remain true to its principles. If Hillary becomes the president of the United States of America and gives these illegal immigrants from the southern border amnesty, which leads to them being able to be citizens, which means that they will be able to vote, then your voice in federal politics regarding issues that are dear to you, the shedding of innocent blood and the sacrament, the covenant of marriage, it's over. And you will have shot yourself in the political head. That's what you tell your friends. You want to not have Trump as the president? Go ahead, commit political suicide. Ensure that all of these illegal immigrants are granted the right to vote because they will become Democrats, and then just start ticking off the issues that matter to you. If that's what you want, you hate Trump so much that you're willing to see Hillary become president, go ahead. There'll never be a Republican in the White House again, and all of the issues that you say that you treasure, and that's why you've got to defend everyone from Trump, the issues that you treasure will become completely irrelevant, and they will be consigned to the political ash heap of history, and you will have yourself to blame. That's what you tell your friends. There's your silver bullet. Use it. Friend, this program is supported by friends like you who believe in what we are doing. We run a very tight ship. Thankfully, we are on over 130 stations across the country, having tremendous impact. We get emails every day. We get letters in the mail, not every day, but almost every day. We hear from people who love what we're doing. What people don't understand is that it's sort of expensive to produce a television show like this. It doesn't require earth-shattering funds, but it does require financial help. So I am asking you, if you enjoy this program, throw us a $10 or a $20 bill every once in a while, or even a $50 or a $100 check. You see the address there on the screen. Your gifts are not tax deductible, by the way, because we want to be able to say what we want to say regarding politics without the IRS telling us no. So if you like the program, I ask for your support. Most of the people watching this show are, ready? This is going to make you crazy. They're registered independents, then Republicans, and then Democrats. It's about a third each. Did you know that right now that up until this election cycle, where so many people ended up registering as Republicans to vote for Trump, that it's about a third, which is very interesting because it shows that most Americans are moving towards a position, or at least a great number of them are moving towards a position where they're sick of party politics, okay? I don't want to hear Republican, I don't want to hear Democrat. Well, Randall, then why'd you just spend that whole last segment talking about the Republican Party, the Democratic Party? Please hear me out on this, okay? I'm speaking to political animals. That argument that I just gave you, the silver bullet argument, was about that 2%. It's the Billy Crystals, the people inside of the Beltway who are smarter than the rest of us, and they're Republicans, and they're going to save the Republican Party, never Trump, anyone but Trump. They're willing to have Hillary as a president, they say, ostensibly, because they love the Republican Party so much. All right, so I'm speaking in political partisan terms to counter that argument. Because if you've got people in your life that are saying never Trump, they're being influenced by that group of people. So speak to them in their language. Speak to them in the language of, you know, you say that you love the Republican Party, but you realize you're about to nuke it? If you love something so much that you're willing to kill it, you're warped. Something's wrong. That's why I'm speaking in partisan terms. Now let's talk about ethical terms. Let's talk about security, stuff that's nonpartisan. Look what happened in Orlando. I went on NPR to read one of the stories about Omar Malik, the shooter. And the comments, Billy Bob, Bobby Sue, I am not kidding, the comments actually frightened me. Because they were blaming Republicans. They were literally in the comment section of the NPR story. They were blaming Republicans for the terrorist attack in Orlando. Now, this is insanity, okay? This is a level of detachment and insanity that is almost clinical. So I look and I go, I can't believe this has happened. No, listen, this is not about whether he had an AR-15. It's about the fact that he was following Muhammad's instructions to kill homosexuals. Muhammad said, kill the one who does as the people of Lot did, Sodom and Gomorrah, and kill the one to whom it is done. That was his order. Sharia law demands the killing of people involved in homosexual activity. The end. They're following Muhammad. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's almost laughable. But that's how partisan things are getting. That's what you're dealing with out there. That's actually people who've gone to college making these comments. So, I want to talk to you about security and Hillary and Trump and shiny things. You might remember in the past few days that the FBI first said it would not release all of the transcripts of the 911 call, and it redacted certain things, and I pledged my allegiance to al-Baghdadi, and they changed the name of Allah to God, right? So they finally relented under pressure, and they released, a 45-second transcript from the 911 call? It was inane. You could have filled in the blank and known what was going on. That's the shiny thing. That's what just, look it over here, look it over here. Look, all right, if we caved in, whoa. Where's the 9-minute tape where he talked to the FBI? That's what we want to read. The 911 call, forget about it. I want to see, there was 2 lengthy calls that were made. In addition to that, I want to see the transcript of what he said in regards to Sharia, in regards to Hadith. That's what we haven't been shown. And I'm going to bring it back around. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to bring it back around to this election cycle. Who do you think will do a better job dealing with Islamic terrorism? Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? I want to invite you to go to our website. Almost every book that I have ever written is available as a PDF online for free. We have a ton of products, training materials, tools that are available for you for free. All we ask for is that you give us your email address. That's it. So that we can stay in touch with you and, yes, from time to time, ask you to support this work. So I'm inviting you. Go to the website. Now, for those of you who say, well, I don't want a PDF, I want a real book. You can get one of my books. All you have to do is pay for shipping and handling and then give whatever gift you want. And if you can't afford anything, we'll send you the book for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Why are we doing all this? Because we want to change the direction of the country, and we need to raise up a fresh generation of warriors to do that. That's why we have this tool. I invite you, go to the website, see for yourself. I have a friend who lives inside the Beltway. He's a DC activist, pretty connected, and he is right now, unfortunately, part of the Never Trump people. And he's on transmit only, he just won't listen. So the other day I texted him and I said, what do you think of the list of Supreme Court judges that Trump put forward? And he sent me back saying they're excellent or awesome, something. That's all he said. I said, okay. So now here we have a decision today. There were several decisions. And the Supreme Court has been strong-armed at a 4-4 tie into saying that Trump's, or rather Obama's, executive amnesty is unconstitutional. So I say to my friend, now step back. We're looking over the abyss here. If Hillary's elected, you know that she's going to put a Supreme Court judge on that's going to go with the 4 that want executive amnesty. You know that. They're going to vet them. They're going to sit down with these judges and they're going to interview them. Do you believe in a woman's right to choose? That's code language for killing babies. Do you believe that love should be between any 2 consenting adults? That's code language for, do you want to betray the sacrament of marriage and the covenant of marriage as defined by God? They're going to say, do you believe that we need stronger gun control? They're going to question all potential Supreme Court judges. All right? And they're going to ask them, do you believe the people who are here right now, extra-legally, that they should have a quick and painless path to citizenship? That's what they're going to ask. That's what Hillary's people are going to ask every potential Supreme Court judge. And do you want those people on the Supreme Court? Do you want someone like that on the Supreme Court? If not, then you want one of the people that Donald Trump has put forward in that list. Okay? There's some good names on that list. And according to people who have done more research on it than me, any one of them would be great. Who do you vote for? Who do you vote? I mean, the closest thing we have to electing a Supreme Court judge is electing a president. We need to change, in my opinion, we need to change the Constitution regarding the lifetime appointment of Supreme Court judges, and we certainly need to change the laws, federal laws, what deals with the length of just any federal judge is, except for the Supreme Court. We could change that with a majority vote of Congress to get rid of some of these idiots, these enemies of righteousness. But I digress. We're in a fight for the soul of this nation. We've been in one for a long time, and we've been losing for a long time. We're losing. We're actually so numbed and so jaded that as long as we have food for our families, and as long as we have the things to entertain us, our air conditioning works in the summer, our heater works in the winter, we can watch our favorite NFL team, the music industry keeps bringing out great artists, we get to go see movies. Captain America Civil War was incredible. Wow, can you see these Nerf guns, how cool they are? Did you see the new game station? Did you see these video games are unbelievable? Now I'm betting on virtual football or fantasy football. In other words, as long as the bread and circuses keep coming, most of us have been numbed and made callous to what's going on the installment plan. If you'd have been awake or asleep 30 years ago and woke up today, you'd say, oh my God, what has happened? And if you'd have been asleep and then awoke 30 years before that, okay, from that point to this, you would think that satanic demons in spacecraft had come down and taken over this country and literally filled people's bodies with crazy ideas or spirits from the netherworld. That's what we're fighting against. That's why I'm giving you this information, not so that I'll sway you, but so that you can lift up your voice and sway others, okay? This election is that critical. You can't sit on the bench. You have to get into the arena and start fighting.